the BC Cancer Foundation continues to make positive impacts in the lives of British Columbians on a daily basis. Joining us on stage is a person whose family, like so many of you, knows the impact of cancer deeply and personally. Please join me in welcoming Lana Lindsay.
I am here today because I lost my son Myles to cancer. 4 years ago, I could not have imagined I would be here sharing my story. I also could not have fathomed the terrible journey cancer took us on, or the depth of support received from family and friends who rallied behind us. Myles was extraordinary from the day he and his twin brother Nathan was born. He was charming, mischievous, and had a great sense of humor. Nathan was his best friend, and he worshipped his two other brothers, Matthew and Cole. Unfortunately, in his 15 short years, he faced two very rare diseases. When Myles was 3 months old, he was diagnosed with hemophagocytic lymphohistiocytosis, HLH, a life-threatening disease of the immune system, which required a bone marrow transplant. It wasn't an easy journey for Myles, but he came through with flying colors. He was a superstar. The doctors called him the poster child for bone marrow transplants. For 13 years, Myles lived a happy, healthy life. He had great friends. We went on holidays. He loved fishing and boating, and our family dog, Stella. Life was good. But in September 2020, Myles started having stomach issues. At first, we thought it was acid reflux or heartburn. 4 months later, he was vomiting multiple times a day. He lost over 20 pounds. After numerous doctor visits and trips to emergency, he was finally admitted to hospital in March 2021. Myles was diagnosed with stage 4 diffused gastric carcinoma. The tumor was tightening around the base of his stomach, so food couldn't get by. Surgery to remove his stomach was scheduled, but when they opened him up, they saw that the cancer had spread to his abdomen, so it was canceled. He then started chemotherapy. To keep us distracted, Myles' Aunt Susan signed us up for Workout to Conquer Cancer. Our team was Myles for Myles. Myles set our fundraising goal at $20,000. Family and friends from all over the world moved for the month of May, and Myles' cousins walked from Deep Cove to Horseshoe Bay. Myles met them at the end with a huge smile on his face. We had raised over $92,000. Over the next year, Myles was our warrior. He was so positive and never complained. We were all in awe of him. As May 2022 approached, he was ready for our second to Workout to Conquer Cancer. We asked him what our goals should be, and he said $100,000. It's only $8,000 more than last year. What's the big deal? We were taken aback, but there was no way we could say no. 2022 saw a couple of new initiatives, including Buckets for Myles, a basketball tournament created by his 14 cousins. In addition, 4 of his cousins announced they would walk 100,000 steps to match the goal of $100,000. This included a visit to Children's Hospital where we walked a special route of Myles' choosing. In keeping with his sense of humor, it was in the shape of a penis. What can I say? He was a 14-year-old teenager. While the fundraising and exercising progressed, Myles was having trouble with food passing through his stomach. He needed the tumor and his stomach removed. Surgery was scheduled for May 26. Myles was relieved it was finally happening. His dad and I were hopeful, but also had every emotion you could possibly imagine. The morning of the surgery, Myles was told we had surpassed his goal and had raised $225,000. He was so proud, but eager to know when his share of the money would arrive in his bank account. The surgery went well. The surgeons were happy. We were ecstatic. 8 hours later, Myles was rushed to ICU. It was the last time I spoke to him before they put him on a respirator. He died 6 days later on June 1st, 2022. This past May, Work Out to Conquer Cancer was very challenging. It felt so different not being able to share our goals and achievements with Myles. But he never gave up. He was so strong and brave. We needed to be strong as well. We couldn't disappoint him. In Myles's honor, his brother Matthew ran 69 kilometers, Myles's favorite number, of course. And yes, the route was the shape of a penis. It's a pretty good one, too, actually. Over 3 years, Myles for Myles raised over $460,000 for the BC Cancer Foundation. And research for Profile, precision oncology for young people. Myles inspired a new generation of fundraisers to fuel research to help find better treatments and cures for cancer, and to believe a committed community can make a difference. But for families like ours, Work Out to Conquer Cancer and the Tour de Cure are much more than just fundraising events. When faced with the unimaginable, they keep us moving forward, help us put one foot in front of the other. Like all of you, I am here today in honor of someone who faced cancer, to support the treatment, technology, and research at BC Cancer so that hopefully soon this crowd will be filled with survivors. But also so that no other mom will ever need to stand here and speak about losing a son to cancer. Thank you for working so hard to be here, and have an amazing ride.